As you can see, I have all kinds of videos on here. I hope you like them, find them informational, enlightening, and maybe entertaining. Please subscribe to my channel. Let me know what you think of these by giving me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Thank you. In this video, I'm going to show you what I do to winterize and get my RV all ready for storage. This is what it'll look like when it's all done, except for the antenna. I haven't put it down yet. I'm going to do that. I've covered up my toolbox on the back. I've covered up my tires and wheels. I've drained and prepared everything else. So it's ready for storage. I've rolled up my hoses, put them away. So let's just take a look at what we've done to get to this point. Your RV dealer should have showed you how to crank up and down your antenna. You want to make sure your antenna is down and everything's secured. You always want to make your RV look like home. Well, you don't want it to look like home when you're traveling. So take everything off your cabinets and secure them properly so they won't fall down and break themselves or something else. All shower doors will have a little lock. That's it. Don't know if you can see it, but make sure your shower doors are secure, along with your privacy doors will all have some kind of button, tab, or something. Snap that right there, and then this is secure, so this can't slide open. If you have a slide out, you want to make sure the doors are shut. You can imagine the disaster if that is open and your slide out folds in and hits that door. Check all doors to make sure they're properly secured. And if you have a door that is kind of weak in the latch department, we always just put a little ball bungee right here, and that'll make sure they don't open up going down the road. Decorating your home is a necessity when you're living in it, but you want to make sure things like this are stored away, because this little guy, he will fall off your wall. So will that little picture. So you want to secure things either with screws, as is this is not going to fall off, or in that case, that one up there is attached with Velcro, so I can pull it off and change the battery. It won't go nowhere. But some of the stuff, as I said, will fall down and damage stuff. Make sure it's all secure. Make sure your TVs are all secure. They all have some way of locking. This one has little window lockers on them that locks this one in place, because it can come out and it can tilt around. The one in our bedroom's the same way. Make sure they're all secured also. You're going to want to leave your refrigerator doors open so you don't build up any mildew in there. Naturally, she's turned off also. In our case, we have these two chairs here. We have a slide out there and a slide out there. So if you push them in, they're going to smash the chairs. So they must be secured. We turn them sideways, tuck them in, and there is little places you can tie stuff down. And that will keep it from rocking and rolling. We just set these up inside of the chair, turn everything around, set the lamp down. Once again, secure the area so your slide outs can travel in and out freely. You're going to want to walk around your whole RV checking for obstructions before you do anything. Like, I wouldn't want to leave my dog's blanket hanging there. I wouldn't want to leave the sign hanging on the side of my RV. That stuff will all be put away. But you're going to want to walk around and make sure everything is put up in its place. Before you fold in your slide outs, anything, you want to check, make sure no branches has fallen down and got up there on top of your slide out. In my case, I have the little awnings on top of the slide outs. That don't usually happen, but it could. But you just walk around, make sure there's no skunks or anything living under your house while you're there. Then you're ready for the next step. I have made my fresh water drain easier to get to by running a little line out to the edge of my RV so I can open that up. You want to open that up and drain all the water out of that before you store it. Hey, before you unhook your hose, you're going to want to make sure you turn it off. And then you're going to want to let a little pressure out. And then you can take your hose off. These little filters are a good idea. They're not too spendy. Now that it's unhooked here, now you unhook your hose, which is in here. Mine's got a quick release deal on it, just like so. So that's done. Now you're going to want to flush your tanks. You're going to want to open your tanks. Okay, we're going to open up the black tank first by pulling this. Yours may be located in a different area, but now you'll see I have a clear connection there, and that ain't clear coming out. We let that drain till it's totally empty. Then you might want to flush it out, and that would be with this one here. It says sewer flush. Not all units have those, and usually you're going to want to use a different hose. See that? We'll use that one instead of the drinking hose. Now that we have the no fuss flush hooked up, we turn on the water here, and once again we go over here and watch that until clear water comes out. And I don't even see any water yet. There she's coming. Let me try to tighten this up thing a little bit. To all the leaks in this hose, I think it's time for a new hose. But it is working. There is clear water coming through there. Every once in a while you can see a little something. We're going to let that run for a while until it's clear. Once it's nothing going down through there, we got it. I use these little balls for everything. Little bungee balls. I don't know what you call them, but they work great. Hold your cords together. Well, now that that has drained and it's clear, we know it's pretty clean. So we shut the black valve up. Now we open up the gray tank. The reason we do that is to flush anything out of the pipes, out of this line, so the last water that goes through it is relatively clean. You can see the tank was rather full. We leave that closed during the parking of the RV unless it gets full. That way we have plenty of water to rinse out that hose. And as soon as that's done, I'm going to take the hose off, disconnect it, and put the clear spacer up and coil the hose up and stick it in its storage area. Now we've shut the gray tank. We're going to close all the little ports and holes here. Pull your water heater cover off so you can get to the bottom of it where your plug will be for draining the water out of it. This takes an inch and 1/16, I believe. You pull this out of your water heater. Let the water drain out. Chug-a-lug, chug-a-lug. There she goes. It'll also wash your wheel while it's going. This is your I forget what they call this rod, but it takes out the chemicals in the water. This one still looks pretty good. Probably go another season. Now I'm going to put Teflon tape back around right there. Get this old Teflon tape off. Clean that up a little bit. When that gets done, shove it back in. Alright, I'm going to steel brush that out. The only steel brush I have is a battery cleaner. It'll work. All I got to do is get that out. You can see where I've started. It comes out real easy. Then we're going to wrap it up with this stuff right here. About 3 wraps on that. I can't hold the camera and do all that. That's why I'm explaining it. So the next little shot you'll see, it'll be done. Tell you a little secret. Instead of fighting this shit and trying to put it on there backwards, just hold it and put it on the way you would screw it in. That way it'll just wrap right around there, and then when you screw it back into your orifice, whatever you're putting this tape on, it'll just thread right in there. That's done, ready to go. Okay, we're screwing this thing back in now. Nice and snugly. And it's snug. Got that? Up here we've opened up the low point valve, and it's taking all the water out. My low point valve's right here, cold and hot. I'm crawled under here and marked everything. You can see, cold, hot. I went back in the side there and marked all the pipes for us so I know which way the water flows even. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up all the valves, and I'm going to hook up my air compressor to this thing, and I'm going to blow it out. Let me show you how we're going to do that. As you can see, I still got my valves open. And yeah, this is probably not necessary, but like I said, I'm going to blow everything out I can. It gets really cold here in Idaho. So I've hooked that up. Now I'm going to turn that on. This is my sewer no fuss flush system. So let's just turn this thing on like so. Make sure it's not building up any too much pressure, and it isn't. Well, that's about all that's going to take. She's blowed out. There ain't no water in that one. Okay, let's move on to the next. Okay, we're blowing it through there. See, it's trying to leak. I've shut both of my low point drains at this point because I want to build up a little pressure. But I'm still running very little pressure. Going through there now. You switch it from fill to normal flow, back to fill, and then that'll blow it through the air pump inside. Normal flow. Here, this one here's the winterizing one. I'm going to blow that through there with it off, and that'll also blow it through my pump, so because it's off. So we're going to turn that on there and blow that through. No pressure to speak of, but she's blowing through. Now we're going to blow it that way. Still not building up too much pressure. And she's blowing it out. I've got all my valves opened up inside. So, this one's opened also. It ain't going to build up much pressure with everything open. See, no pressure. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in the house and I'm going to open up each valve, and I'll shut them all but one, then I'll open them and shut them in sequence like this. Doubt if you can hear it, but there it is. Okay, let's go up here. Taking everything out of here. Okay, you can hear the shower over there. Let's go over there. You can hear the shower gurgling, getting the water out of it. That's blowing out. Now I'm going to pull that up. Try to blow some up out through here. Oh, got to open it. See if there's any coming out through there. It's already blowing it all out. And then in that, now then, I'm going to leave that open. Then reopen this one. Okay, never build up pressure. Now I'm going to shut this one. Then this one will be blowing. Once it gets done, we'll do the rest. I lost part of my video, so we're just going to try to I can keep the door open. I'm going to show you the lost part of the video. I went through each one of these with air, blew them all out until I was satisfied. Okay, I switched the valves back and forth, made sure it went one way, made sure it went the other way, and then I pushed all these back in, sealed up the bottom. Now what I did then is I took this. You can buy an antifreeze kit. There you go. Where's it at? Or you can make one. It's pretty simple. You just go down to your hardware store, get you an end for a hose, get you a plastic line, and then there you have it. Okay? Now then, you take this end and put it right into your winterizing deal, right here. Sorry about this, I'm fighting a door for some reason, won't stay open. You screw this into there, like so. Like so. Let me show you. After screwing your hose into your winterizing system, take the other end of it, shove it down into your antifreeze. Now don't be stupid. You got to get the antifreeze that's made for this, not the blue. Get this stuff right here. It's RV and marine. This will protect everything from freezing, and it won't poison you. Okay? So you shove this down in here. Now then, you've already turned on your pump inside. Turn your water pump on here. Now you've already turned on your water pump. So what you do, you got that in shoved in here. You can run your pump by turning your battery power off and on. So if I turn this on, my pump comes on, and it will start pumping the antifreeze through that. I've already done that, so I won't need to do that. Once you've filled this up with your antifreeze, it'll go through your whole system. You can go up there and run it through all your valves if you want. I didn't want. I ran about half a gallon of this antifreeze in through the pump, which once you turn the pump on, that sucks it into the pump. I want a little bit in the low points. I don't want to have to flush my whole system forever to get all this stuff out. That's why I blow it out with air. So, then you turn your pump back off, unhook this from there, and you've got it. You'll know your antifreeze is in your lines when you got your pink down here in your low flow valves. They're closed naturally, but you can tell that it's gone through your system, and that's where it is. So that's how you do that. Now I even ran a little bit of it through my into my fresh water tank just to get that line cleaned out also. Now then, let's take this inside. We're going to pour about a cup or a couple cups or whatever you feel like into all of the drains. The object is to pour the liquid down, as you can see. Already poured it in there. To get your P-traps full of antifreeze, not water. The whole point of this is to get every drop of water you can out of your system. And something in it that won't freeze. That's been antifreeze poured down in it, so that P-trap's good. You want to do the showers, the sinks, the toilets. Pour some in here and just let it stand, and it'll slowly leak through if you got one that leaks like mine. If you've seen any of my videos, you know my battery bank's down here. Now some of you will want to take your batteries out and put them in a place that you can keep trickle charging them. But since I have a solar unit on top, these batteries will always remain at the proper amount. I will check them once a month or every other month, make sure the water's okay and nothing's going wrong. But I'm going to leave them in there. I've done this for many years with other trailers and other solar systems, and it keeps them nice and charged.
Sewer cap's on. Tires are covered. I only cover the ones that get sunlight on. The other side does not. And so this is all I got to worry about is sun rot here. You also want to make sure that your vents are all closed and locked. This one is locked on one side. Let's go ahead and lock it on both sides. There we go. Keeps the bees out. Now they can get in through your water heater and cause a lot of trouble, wasp nests and stuff. I'm going to have to take a chance on that. Now we just start zipping in the sides. On my unit, we got a little buttons we push for everything. Remote controls. You can do everything manually. But what we're going to do is we're going to get it all in. We're going to set this up on rooms. We're putting the rooms in first. And I'm just going to turn them all on because they will go in sequence once they're all turned on. We ready to go? Okay, now we've checked everything and we got that on. Now we just push the button. And each one of these will go in by themselves, and that one's in, the next one will go in, and so on. All with this. You notice I'm still plugged in because I'm using their power along with my battery power to move all these in. That one's going in, and now this one over here will start as soon as that one's in. And my wife's in there double checking everything, make sure nothing is in the way, including herself. Needs a little oil. Now that we got the slide outs in conclusion, everything is packed up, locked up, winterized, stored, whatever you want to say. But she's ready for the winter. And that's important around here because we will definitely get at least 20 below zero this winter. Hope this helped you out a little.